Hey guys, it's been a while. Um, I haven't really had the stamina to record for the last couple of months that started off as weeks, and then it kind of just, before I knew it, it was July, and I haven't uploaded a video since like March, or April. Uh, Yeah, I really don't have a reason for why I just stopped recording outside of the fact that I was just called to just live more in the now, to spend um more time with my son and introducing him to wrestling and um just getting that time with him that once he gets older, I won't necessarily get back. Um, but yeah, that's really the reason. So um I can promise that I will go back to uploading every week or every other week, but we know how that has worked out. So I will just keep you updated as episode has been recorded so that you would know when to expect one. We are also taking a break on Transatlantic Takedown. Um, but I'm sure in the near future we will go live again. Remember that it's every Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Um, but more information on that will come in the near future. Uh, so I guess I just go back to my intro if I remember how to do it. It's been a long time. Um, so yeah. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of If I May Speak Candidly, where we dive into the crazy world of wrestling from the comfort of my domain. And, this has been a tough week. It has been a really hard week when it comes down to the passing of different celebrities that has affected our lives in some degree, um, and just the loss of life. So I do want to start off the episode with sending my condolences to the families of Maple Jamal Warner, the families of Ozzy Osbourne, and the families of Hulk Hogan. Now, if you want to fast forward to the first topic, you can, you know, go to that timestamp on the screen and you can skip this part. But I would not be a responsible wrestling content creator if I did not say a couple of words about Hulk Hogan. Um, I cannot celebrate this man's passing. I can't. I've seen a lot of people really rejoice over him passing. Um, by me saying that I cannot celebrate his passing is not me being um numb to what he has said in the past. He has said a lot of hurtful things to people that look like me. And that does not go unnoticed. But it took me having a conversation with my mother to really realize that um how you feel about a person is not how someone else is going to feel about a person. My mother, she understands what he has said, and she understands more than anybody, being a Black woman born in the 60s in South Carolina. She knows more than anybody else. Um, but there is when someone is attached to your childhood, when they attach to that easier time in your life, um, when they remind you of the good times, when you didn't have to worry about the stressors of being an adult, um, bills, uh, whatever it is in life that kind of makes you hate being an adult. And a person like that who represents that time in your life passes on, it really sets in your thoughts on your own morality. It really makes you take into consideration that, hey, one day I will not be here too. And I do wonder what people are going to say and think of me when I do go. And, you know, I I get it. So I can't necessarily like I said, I can't necessarily get into the putting something on the grill or celebrating this man's passing, especially when he had a wife who cared for him, children who cared for him, and grandchildren as well, along with millions of fans and colleagues and those who knew him personally. So, um, rest in peace to a childhood memory. Rest in peace to the beacon of nostalgia. Rest in peace to um a time where life was just about being, you know. And if that doesn't necessarily causes a person to pause um and just think about their actions, um all I can say is we're all going to lose somebody that's going to mean something to us, whether we know them personally or not. And that person may have been flawed, and they may have made some flawed personality type decisions. And you're going to look past that, or you're going to want to look past that, and people are going to judge you for that. The same way you're judging those who is sad about his passing. So, you know, just remember that if it's good for the goose, it is good for the gander. And if it's good for you to do it, it is good for you to receive it in return. That is just how the universe works. So, yeah, that's all I have to say on the legacy of Hulk Hogan. So, arrivederci, Hulkster. So, for the next topic, or for the first topic, rather, I have to talk about my girl, Trinity Fatu, Naomi, being a women's champion. I am just so proud of Naomi. I'm so proud of this character development. I'm so proud of the story that she is telling. Um, they really, no good time is better than the present, but damn, like I really feel like we could have been had this Trinity. We could have been had this Trinity. We could have been had this heel turn. We could have been had her being on top of the game. We could have been had this. And I felt like she was held back. But this is not about what they did to her leading up to this moment. This is about her taking the bull by the horns and really setting a new standard for her own career and her new character, and just what lengths she is going to go now as Raw's women's champion. Um, so she gagged all of us. Okay, she gagged us all when she won the Money in the Bank briefcase. We really thought she was going to cash in on Tiffany. I thought she was going to cash in on Tiffany. I honestly no. Let me take that back. I didn't necessarily think she was going to cash in on Tiffany. I thought she was going to cash in on Jade, because I really do feel like Jade will ultimately win the title off of Tiffany. And I really thought that, as Jade celebrates winning the title, Trinity will come, cash in, and take the belt off of Jade. But they had other plans. And so she ended up cashing in on Io, and she ultimately won the title from Io Sky. And I have to admit, Io was a boring champion. So yes, kudos for pulling the trigger on the right moment, because Io was boring. Period. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Io was a boring champion. You easily could have given the title back to Rhea if you wanted somebody with some level of excitement being the women's champion. Um, but like I said, Trinity is so wrapped up in this character that she is portraying, and I just think it's just so fucking cool. And um yeah, she does have a triple threat match at SummerSlam next Saturday against Rhea and Io Sky for the championship, and of course, Trinity will retain. Um, but for her first title defense to be a triple threat match, I mean, I get it because she interrupted their match, so it would make sense if they both get a title opportunity at the same time. But again, we both know that you know she's going to retain. So there's that. So shout out to Miss Trinity for holding down the fort for the big three while Bianca is still recovering from her finger injury from WrestleMania. And of course, Jade, she's holding down the fort on SmackDown now. She does have a title defense against Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam as well. So who knows? Maybe the both of them will walk out as champions. Can you imagine that? Two black women being the women's champions of both Raw and SmackDown. I would like to see it. I would like to see it. But, only time will tell. So for the next topic, I have to talk about the TNA NXT partnership, or the NXTNA partnership that has been going on. Okay. Now they've been kind of teasing something between TNA and NXT, with the NXT superstars appearing on TNA and vice versa. Now, the big big top guy from TNA who kind of was just lingering around in WWE for the longest of time is my man, Joe Hendry. And so when he lost his title to Trick Willie, whoop that whoop that Trick Williams, I said, TNA must have been bought. TNA must have been bought. Because are we really gonna let an NXT guy walk away with a TNA title? Yes. Yes, they have. Yes, they did. And Trick has defended that title a few times, undefeated. So there's that. So yes, look into the scene right now. We have a TNA, a two-time, a former two-time NXT heavyweight champion who is now the current TNA heavyweight champion. Trick Willie. But I think it really solidified me when they set up this title for title match between Jayce Jayne and Masha Slamovich, who ultimately lost her title to Jayce Jayne. Am I the only one who knew that Masha was going to lose that title? I feel like I was the only one that knew. My sister, she's a big Masha fan, but she was really sure that Masha was going to retain. And I said, WWE is kind of funky about non-competes. They're a little funky about that. They want your undivided attention. They're like a baby. They want your undivided attention at all times. And with Masha still booking at different independent shows throughout the world, when would she have had time to not only appear on TNA, but to appear on NXT as double champion? When would she have had the time? So when I saw that her title was going to be up title for title, I already knew that she was going to lose the title. The question was, who was she going to lose it to? Was she going to lose it to Jayce Jayne, or was she going to lose it to Jordynne Grace? And I would have loved for it to have been Jordynne Grace, but we now have a feud between her and the most recently debuted Blake Monroe, formerly known as Mariah May. So I guess they're going to build on that. But I can't be the only one that knew that Masha was going to lose her title. Like, I can't be. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So squash that. Masha does have a rematch coming up next week against JC for her title. She wants her contractual rematch. Okay. She said it's in the contract. I want my fucking rematch. And you're gonna get your rematch, but you're not gonna get your title back. So that's how that's gonna play out. I'm just waiting for WWE to announce that they have bought out TNA. They're just holding off on it because every time you see Carlos Sylvia, he comes out, he looks so unenthused. He looks so unimpressed. I mean, maybe not unimpressed, but he just looked like he's being forced to accept what is the inevitable, which is TKO pretty much taking over his company. And I think that's what's going on. But, you know, I'm just a fan watching wrestling, so, you know. But yeah, I guess we will wait and see what happens, but so for this section of the video, I'm gonna just do a little mini ramble of the little things that has been going on because, like I said, I've missed out on a lot and I really don't want this video to be extremely long for my first video back. Goldberg did not need that retirement match. That match was fucking whack. Gunther is, honestly, if Gunther does lose his title to CM Punk, it needs to happen because CM Punk needs some gold around his waist. He has been back for almost 2 years now. Give this man some gold, okay? Because y'all didn't wait that long to put gold on Cody Rhodes, which is now one of my most recent follows. Yes. I finally got Cordell, Javante, Raheem, Darnell Rhodes to follow me on Twitter. So now I have both brothers, Dustin and Cody. Okay, so I am collecting them like Pokemon cards. Okay, just call me Ash because I'm gonna catch them all. And that's on God. If CM Punk does take the title off of Gunther, that will be my second most happiest CM Punk moment since him returning at Survivor Series back in 2023. So yeah, make it happen. Again, the Goldberg match did not need to happen. Seth Rollins is out on injury, so I am going to miss Seth while he is gone. You now have this whole big feud between Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, and that boy from Cleveland. Honestly, I like Jelly Roll. He's kind of heavy on the hands, so I know when he be hitting that boy from Cleveland, he feels it. He probably feel it in his chest, probably have chest palpitations or something. I don't know. But that definitely brings me a little joy. That definitely puts a little smile on my heart. Definitely looking forward to them two winning their match. Now, of course, if for some reason they decide that Drew and that boy from Cleveland is the right people to win this match, I don't know, but it would be stupid, but whatever. So that is happening at Survivor Series. A little irritated by this whole Becky and Lyra situation. I really feel like this should be Becky and Bailey. Yeah, playing on Bailey's top. I don't like it. Bailey deserves the title. I think it's absolute ass that y'all are playing with her like this. Give this girl a title. She deserves it. Which also brings me to the point of my co-host. Derek will be in town for Summerslam, so he will be seeing his Irish lads go at it with each other once again. Well, he was there when Becky returned at WrestleMania, and now he's going to be there with Becky and Lyra go up against each other for the title. So I'm sure he will be a happy camper during that match. Trying to think what else has happened that doesn't necessarily involve me. I don't know. I don't know. A lot has happened. I have been away for a long time. So a lot has happened. I'm sure as the recordings start picking up, a lot of those things will be coming back up, resurfacing in videos. So do expect me to talk about some old shit because I haven't been around to talk about it. So I will be talking about it. So yeah. So for my next and final topic, I would just be talking about the different things that I've been doing since I have been away. So since my last recording, I have done an interview with the up and coming wrestler Maya World for Black Wrestling Podcast. I was just really honored to be asked to write a piece on her. Um, for the sake of that podcast. I love their list. I look forward to their list every year. Um and so I was really honored to be asked to reach, to profile her for the podcast. I've been trying to get Maya for this podcast. Maybe that'll lead to me talking to her again. Um but I definitely have been trying to get her on here. It didn't pan out the way I thought it would, but I still got to interview her at some point, so it did work. So that was fun. I also went to an MLW show that happened last month. Well, actually, a month ago, 2 days ago, and MLW does do a show in New York twice a year, so I was able to go to that show. I got to see the Skyscrapers, Tom Pescott, or Dreyer Bishop. Is that the name he's going by? I know him as Corbin. Okay, that's what his mama calls him. So I know him as Corbin. But Corbin and Donovan Dijak had won the MLW tag team titles, so I got to see that. That was a very monumental moment for them. These two former WWE superstars, pretty much dominating the tag team division on MLW, so that is always fun. I also had the opportunity to go to my first Circle Six show on the 4th of July and write a piece on them for Body Slam. Uh, I got to see my first death match in person, and it was an experience. I definitely enjoyed myself. I thought it was a good time. So shout out to Joe Dretch and Bam Sullivan and Gabriel Sky and Matthew Justice. They had done the last two matches of the night. So that's like when the weapons and the blood really started, like getting out there. So yeah, it was just blood and weapons, things that make a woman go feral, you know? But it was fun. And it was on the 4th of July. So it's like, yeah, it was a good time. So do check out my article on Circle Six where I go into further details about the event and the matches. The link will be in the bio. So yes, go check that out. Because as much as I like to ramble, I am also a good writer. So check that out. Um, I am not going to be able to make it to the House of Glory show that is happening on August 1st. I thought I was going to go because I really want to see Ricochet. I really want to see Carlito, because since we have last spoken, Carlito has been released from WWE. A lot of people has been released since WWE. I got a chance to see Gigi live. Well, Priscilla um at the GCW show on the 19th out in Brooklyn. I absolutely adore her. I think she is like the hottest thing since sliced bread. I really enjoy her. My son, I took him, so this was his first time at Coney Island, and it was his first GCW show. She was a little disappointed because Cora Jade was not present for this show. He got a little thing for her, but I had to explain to him that Cora is going through something and that she is taking a break from wrestling. And Michael will be 14 next month. So he has a level of understanding. He definitely understands that she is away. But at the same time, he was a little disappointed. But, you know, uh Cora. So thinking of my friend Dora. Shout outs to you, Miss Dora. But as for Miss Elana, Elena, Elena, um, Cora, I'm gonna call you Cora because that's what your mama named you. Uh, take all the time that you need. This business will always be here if you decide to come back. But take all the time that you need and put your mental health first. You only have to live for one person, and that is yourself. And if you're not good mentally, the people around you is not going to be good as well. So, you do what you have to do for yourself. And I think I will just end the video on that note, taking care of yourself and spending less time worrying about what other people think and spending less time focusing on other people's opinions on you and just focus on yourself because that's the person that you have to live with, yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, it's been a long time. So I know when y'all got that ping on your YouTube, you was like, oh shit, she's back. Yes, 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 I am. I've been promising to record for a minute now, and here I am. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens leading up to Summerslam. This is our first 2-day Summerslam. It'll be out in Jersey. Cardi B is supposed to be the host there, so I'm sure she is going to give us the time of our lives. Looking forward to seeing everything else that happens in wrestling, and just remember to you know just remember to just be kind. Be kind. Being kind is free. It absolutely costs you nothing to being kind to people, you know, but it pays you a lot more than it costs. So, on that note, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and see you the next time. Bye.